Tonight on Cosmic Cantina, we all know about the classic gray alien, but there are so many other different species that have been reported by abductees and contactees alike. When the possibility of there being 36 different alien species within our universe is in the news, how can we not talk about it? From documents created by secret government scientists to actual eyewitness accounts, we break down all the different shapes and sizes of aliens. I'm your host, Melissa Tittle, and every week I go to my favorite bar, Cosmic Cantina, and kick back with my co-hosts, Josh Golombeski and Matt O'Connor. We talk about aliens, Bigfoot, ghosts, ancient cultures, and anything from the unseen world that needs a little illumination. Welcome to Cosmic Cantina. I'm your host, Melissa Tittle, and tonight I am drinking a gluten-free beer.
What? What is happening?
I know, and I got into a beer kick when I took my gun class this last weekend. Yeah, beer, America. Omission.
Right on.
Gluten-free.
Oh, Omission, yeah. That's a good one.
All right.
That's a decent brand.
Cool.
What about you, Mr. O'Connor? What are you drinking? What are you throwing back over
Well,
there?
you know, I busted open a bottle of the red stuff, a little Cab Sav, and it's called Freak Show. It's actually pretty good.
Ooh.
And I just realized it was a gift from someone, and I'm just thinking now, because it's called Freak Show, it may have been a thinly veiled insult. But anyway, that's what I'm drinking.
Busted.
Nice.
All right, Josh, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking I'm out of gluten-free beer, and I also decided not to be consistent and really easily pinned down. So I am drinking a Milagro tequila drink, and I basically scrounged together whatever I could because we're running low on supplies in the Golombeski house. It's tequila Milagro, which is actually good tequila with just like soda water and lime. So is that a kind of shitty margarita? That's what I'm drinking. So yeah,
Sure.
Like a skinny marg because you're worried about your weight. There you go.
Yeah, it's a skinny mark. There you go. Sounds better, I guess. Even though you made fun of me, it's cool. Cheers. Yeah. Here's the alien species.
Alien species is exactly what we're going to talk about. So I'm not sure if anybody has seen this article, but there's an article published in Forbes magazine that says 36 alien civilizations in the Milky Way. The science behind a ridiculous headline. So this article is really interesting because there is literally a group, and I'll go into. There's actually better articles written not by Forbes but by other publications that really explain what the research is by the institution, but they just like rip it apart. This article, so I'll go through a little bit of that. This is what it says. There could be 36 active communicating intelligent civilizations in our own Milky Way galaxy. If one assumes that life forms on other planets are in a similar way to how life was formed on Earth, that's according to a new research led by the UK's University of Nottingham. And then they quote a bunch of the astrophysicists there, and they're talking about their theory. And then Forbes goes into the fact that this is absolutely not true. So...
What?
They go on for pages about how it's not true. Like they bring up all the things about how the original Drake equation was created to kind of understand how there could be other Earth-like planets, and if those Earth-like planets existed, did they have a civilization like ours, biological entities, that kind of thing. And they just go into it over and over again. And I have to think to myself, we'll post this article and you can read it, of course, yourself and analyze it. They went through this, they published this article, and then they went to great lengths to try to say that it's not true, even though they have all these astrophysicists claiming that this is possible. That I kind of think that they couldn't actually publish something so exciting as to say that there could be 36 alien civilizations in the Milky Way because it's Forbes. So they have to be like, it's not true, but it's sort of true.
Yeah. Let's not trust the scientists. Let's trust the finance Forbes writer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it speaks to the whole this stigma that's still involved with believing in aliens, which is still pretty sad, but...
Yeah, you still got a sticker at it.
I mean, it literally says in this article, this is absolutely not a true claim, and here's the science behind it. That whole sentence right there makes no sense. Here's the science behind how it's true, But we're going to tell you it's not true.
Yeah.
So, we're going to bring up this guy probably a couple times in this podcast, but Matthias de Stefano, just because he has done a couple series where he talks about alien species, but he talks about how we filmed this stuff with him, I'd say about a year ago, where he said that there was 36 species in the Milky Way, and that coincides with the 36...
wait, stop. That's incredible. He said the same number? He said 36 last year?
36. And I'll tell you, and then he followed up with this statement. And the reason why there's 36 is because we humans hold all of the DNA of the 36 species within our DNA. Okay, that's fine. Great. I believe that. Sure, that's fine. But that's why there's a reason there's 36 human blood types. There's 36 human blood group systems and 346 antigens that are recognized by the International Society of Blood Transfusion. So it's weird that, okay, so he says it, right, and we put it in a show, but it's strange that they just posted that there's 36 alien civilizations, which is absolutely not true. And what he's saying is that coincides with the 36 human blood types that are on this planet, and that we all share the same DNA as these other species.
So 36 seems to be a pretty important number then. Man, that's crazy that he told you there was 36 and then this thing popped up. I would have shit my pants if I seen that. I was like...
Yeah, that's legit fascinating. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That gives more credence to his claims, actually, in some indirect way for me. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting.
And Matt, I don't shit my pants. I'm a lady. Thank you.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
So I just want to point out a couple things about the number 36. So the number 36 shows up a lot in religious text, specifically in Jewish tradition, that holds the number 36 has a special significance since the beginning of time. The light created by God on the first day of creation shone for exactly 36 hours. It was replaced by the light of the sun. There's also the number 36 in the Bible. There's 36 sacred geometry vectors. So if you look at all the different sacred geometry pieces, there's 36, which is interesting. If you think about sacred geometry, you can find everywhere in nature. It also leads into the conversation of fractals. Do fractals go on in time, through space and time? The whole idea that we're all connected in all of these shapes and stuff. So I just think it's really interesting. I know that you can do your own research, but they come out with this article, and it really is, it could be true. And they're just trying to mask it and say, oh, it's not true.
Man, I had no idea 36 had so many different connotations and stuff to it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and the country code to call hungry is also 36, just so you know.
Okay.
In case you want to call hungry.
Related. Thank you.
I mean, not overly interesting, but yeah.
We'll take it then.
You mean you're not going to shit your pants on that one? Because that was
not for that
one.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It needs to be pretty special for me to defecate in my trousers.
Well, I wanted to point out the six species that a lot of people talk about, and I know that we're going to talk about a lot other different species maybe in this podcast, but just to kind of go over with the audience, kind of what people always report that they see or are in contact with. So there's flat wood monsters. Those are tall, humanoid type figures with a spade-shaped head.
What? Hang on. Every time I hear about alien species, without fail, every time, no matter who's talking about it, I always hear something that I've never ever heard before in my life.
This is on Wikipedia because having worked at Gaia, we hear about tons of fucking species. So this isn't like the Gaia list, but this is like Wikipedia literally has a page of like the 6 main alien species.
Well, I'm going to argue
Really?
Fuck it. I can't wait to see this list because I have some crazy information that might be counter to it. But go on.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
All right. So, so greys. We all know greys. Gray skinned humanoid beings, 3 to 4 feet tall. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
Boring ass grays. Yep.
Yeah.
Boring ass grays. Boop boop boop. And then they have Oh my god.
Grease.
Okay, Matt is
If they
totally
abducted me, I wouldn't even be
gonna shit his
impressed. I'd be
pants.
like, whatever. Really? You abducted me, Grace? Whatever. Go for the butt. I don't care. Just get it over with.
Just get it over with. Don't take my blood. Just go for the butt. Just get it done with.
Just take it. Fuck.
What if every doctor that does a colonoscopy really has a gray that works behind him? Okay.
It's all sick. It's all sick agenda. Yeah.
It's all it's a sick
Yeah,
agenda.
yeah.
Nobody needs a fucking colonoscopy. It's just all a rouge. Okay. Okay, so here's the next one. Hopkinsville Goblin.
What? What the fucking list is this?
Oh, that's the Kentucky goblins, right? Like from
Small, greenish,
from that
silver humanoids.
yeah, from the Greg and Dana Newkirk show. What Hellier?
Hell yeah.
Isn't that what that is?
Well, they say goblins. I don't think they're describing exactly like that. And the pictures they showed are
Hopkinsville.
definitely whitish, tiny
Oh,
things. But I don't.
okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, well, whoever wrote this Wikipedia page is misinformed. Okay, so Little Green Men. That's literally a title. Little Green Men. Green humanoids. Even though a few abductions or anal probe cases have referred to green skin, no report has ever involved anything that would fit the classic cultural stereotype of little green men.
Yeah, I've never
Okay.
seen a case ever that actually talked about anyone green.
Yeah.
But anyways, this Wikipedia article is awesome. Let's go.
Okay, and then there's Nordics.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Sometimes
Classic.
referred
Yep.
to as Space Brothers, Pleiadians, Venusians, tall whites.
Models. They're always gorgeous.
They're always gorgeous. They have such good bone structure. I'm so jealous.
Dude.
Okay, and and then reptilians, draconians. You know, we know all that stuff. That's all I got.
Yep.
That's on the Wikipedia page. But we got a lot more. We got so many alien species coming out our ass. But you know, the Forbes guy wrote this, so he doesn't know. Matt, didn't you find a really cool article? Or you found like a documentation of
I
species.
did. I found this crazy document that a friend of ours sent us, and it's called the Blue Planet Project.
Ooh.
And my God, is it ever good fun? I don't know when this came out, and I'm pretty sure I can just post this on our webpage because it doesn't look like it's copywritten at all. So I'll double check that. But anyway, so it's this document that was apparently put together by a secret government insider scientist who, or it actually says one or more secret scientists
Wow.
who studied the UFO crashes and interacted with beings and all sorts of other crazy nonsense. But they have put together this huge. That's not huge. It's like 140 pages, something like that.
That's pretty
Pretty
big.
comprehensive, though. That's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
someone. If it's all made up, it's a lot of detail.
It's better
Yeah,
than,
I mean-
better than one page on Wikipedia.
That's true.
That's for sure.
That's true. Yeah. So, but it goes into all sorts of different stuff. Like it, it goes in crop circles, different dimensions. But the most fascinating thing I thought was towards the back end of it, where it goes through specific alien races that apparently have been in contact with Earth. And it kind of classifies a bunch of different, the intentions basically of these different alien races. Everything from completely benevolent to helping us out and being our friends to neutral and just kind of observing our progress or whatever's happening, all the way to malevolent and trying to deeply fuck with us and mess with our human history and all sorts of stuff. But I just love how this document starts off. There's a preface before we get into the good stuff. And I just want to read it because it was just like, oh man, you had me at preface. So here's what it says. The following document is believed to be the personal notes and scientific diary of a scientist who was contracted by the government over several years to visit all crash sites, interrogate captured alien life forms, and analyze all gathered data from that endeavor. He also wrote notes on or about any documents in which he came in contact with, which in any way related directly or indirectly to the organization's structure or operation of the collection of such data. Now, here's the good stuff, right? So The individual was discovered to have kept and maintained such personal notes and therefore was scheduled for termination. He narrowly escaped termination by the government and is currently in hiding out of this country. I don't know what country this came from, but he's no longer in this country, whatever it was. So the belief is in involvement in these investigations.